All right, welcome back to The Explainer, Focus Learners. Today, we are jumping straight into something massive. We're going to completely demystify Anthropic's rapidly evolving AI agent ecosystem. We are moving way past the theoretical hype here, and we're looking at exactly how these systems are actually built, literally from the underlying code all the way up to secure enterprise architecture. We've pulled together official documentation, developer cookbooks, and the absolute latest curriculums from Anthropic Academy to give you a really clear, structured roadmap for all of this.
So here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with Beyond Chatbots to look at true agents. Then, unlocking Claude agent skills, mastering memory and context, enterprise agent architecture, and finally, your AI learning path.
Okay, Part 1. Beyond Chatbots, True Agents.
Now, think of the shift we're seeing right now, kind of like this. A traditional chatbot, it's essentially a glorified answering machine. It relies on a totally fixed flow to give you basic task assistance. But an AI agent, well, that's like a highly capable employee who actually has hands to use tools and a notebook to remember things. Agents are all about autonomous control flow and actual outcome execution. They don't just tell you how to do something, They actually do it. To really ground this in some industry authority, check out this quote from Harrison Chase, the CEO of LangChain. He says, if the LLM can change your application's control flow, it's an agent. If the flow is fixed by your code, it's not. The absolute crucial takeaway here is that shift from just assisting you to autonomously executing. The AI is literally making decisions about what step to take next based purely on the results of the previous step.
And the actual anatomy of one of these true agents breaks down into 5 core components. You've got the reasoning engine, usually the LLM itself, which acts as the brain. Tool integrations, those are the hands. Memory systems act as the notebook. Then there's the orchestration layer, which manages the thought, action, observation cycle, ensuring the agent actually plans, acts, and then safely observes what happened. And finally, guardrails. These provide the absolutely essential safety and compliance boundaries so your agent doesn't, just go completely rogue on you.
Moving on to Part 2, unlocking Claude agent skills. So, you might be wondering, how do we give these agents specialized, repeatable knowledge? Because we definitely don't want to explain our complex workflows every single time we open a new session, right? Well, the answer lies in agent skills, specifically the skl.md file. Think of this as a highly specialized folder of instructions. Because it follows an open standard markdown format, you can build a skill once and deploy it across literally any skills-compatible agent, like Claude Code. You just define the skill's name, its description, and the main instructions. You are basically transforming a general-purpose agent into a highly specialized expert exactly when you need it.
But here's the catch. To keep the whole system from crashing under the weight of all those instructions, agents use a concept called progressive disclosure. If an agent loaded every single skill's entire manual right at the start, it would just instantly crash. Instead, only the skill name and a super brief description live in the agent's immediate context window. When your request matches that description, bam, the agent dynamically loads the heavy, detailed instructions and assets purely on demand. It saves precious processing space and keeps the agent lightning fast.
Which brings us to Part 3, mastering memory and context. This introduces the real dragon of our journey, the context window limit. Because what happens when these incredibly capable agents simply run out of memory or start forgetting your past conversations? Every large language model has a limit. For the Claude 4 family, including models like Sonnet 4.6, that limit is a finite 200,000 tokens. Now, while that sounds absolutely massive, long debugging sessions or huge code reviews can quickly cause computational bloat. If you don't manage it, the AI gets overwhelmed, your computing costs spike, and critical early information just disappears. But Anthropic solved this beautifully with powerful context editing tools. Think of context clearing like flipping to a completely fresh page in a notebook, but moving your sticky notes over so you keep the important stuff. For example, say an agent is reviewing your Python code and spots a really tricky race condition with threading. It uses the memory tool to write that specific bug pattern to a local directory. Next session, it instantly remembers it. Meanwhile, the clear tool uses in clear thinking functions safely wipe out the bulky, intermediate steps of its thought process, keeping that active context window incredibly lean. The crucial takeaway here is the staggering efficiency you gain. By engineering your context, like configuring your agent to format its tool responses to be super concise, you can cut token consumption drastically. In documented production tests, this dropped token usage from 206 tokens down to just 72 tokens per tool call. That is a 65% reduction. That saves massive amounts of compute and, more importantly, money over time.
All right, part 4, Enterprise Agent Architecture. Now we pivot to the big so what moment. How do we actually take these memory-rich, highly skilled agents and deploy them into strict, secure corporate environments without totally compromising our data? Enter the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. MCP is the ultimate secure bridge. It standardizes exactly how your AI safely talks to your company's external databases, your file systems, or even Slack channels. By using a strict client-server interface, it ensures your agent can pull in necessary data without ever breaking zero-trust security protocols. It is literally the enterprise-grade permissions layer that makes safe AI automation possible. Once they are securely connected, enterprises deploy these agents using specific workflow patterns. You've got prompt chaining for step-by-step sequential tasks and routing for categorized inputs. When accuracy is paramount, parallelization lets multiple agents vote on an outcome. For unpredictable coding issues, the orchestrator workers pattern lets a lead agent dynamically delegate subtasks to worker agents. Actually, that's exactly how Anthropic's coding agents tackle complex multi-file GitHub issues. And finally, evaluator optimizer loops let one agent draft a solution while another critiques it. Now, if you were sitting there thinking this is all years away from being a reality, look at this statistic. 80% of business leaders are planning to include autonomous AI agents in their core operational strategies within the next 18 months. The shift from experimental, sandboxed scripts to true production enterprise architecture, yeah, it's happening right now. And to reassure anyone who's worried about agents just running wild and racking up massive server bills, the data shows they are remarkably efficient. 68% of agents deployed in production complete their assigned tasks in 10 steps or fewer before successfully resolving the issue or just cleanly handing it off to a human. They don't just run in infinite expensive loops when they are properly architected with the right guardrails. Let's wrap up with part 5, your AI learning path. So how do you actually get your hands dirty with this? As of May 2026, the Anthropic Academy offers 17 completely free official self-paced courses. They're hosted on SkillJar, and these aren't just generic high-level overviews. They are deeply technical, hands-on labs designed to teach you the exact mechanics of Claude Code, MCP, and agent skills that we've been unpacking today. Plus, you get official completion certificates for your resume, which is always nice. Okay, grab a quick screenshot of this slide. This is basically your Choose Your Character cheat sheet. Please don't try to take all 17 courses at once. If you are a developer, start with Claude Code 101, then jump to Claude Code in Action. If you're a general user without a coding background, begin with Claude 101, followed by AI Fluency. App builders, you guys need the Claude API and Intro to MCP courses. By targeting just 3 to 5 courses based on your actual daily job, you're going to accelerate your understanding immensely. Which leaves us with this final thought. The technology has clearly evolved from simple chatbots into autonomous systems equipped with specialized skills, persistent memory, and highly secure enterprise protocols. So, the real question isn't if you'll adopt AI agents, but how quickly you can implement them to completely transform your workflow. Take your newfound knowledge of skills, context editing, and MCP. What will your first agent build? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, focused learners. I will catch you in the next one.